Welcome to the Explainer series for Quant. Here we'll be using very simple concepts and apply it to CAT level problems and solve them as easily as possible.
In this session, we'll be looking at trigonometry. We'll also be solving a few questions which came up in the past CAD, XAT and IFT papers. I would suggest have a look at the PDF. The link is available in the description of this video. Try these questions on your own. Once you have tried this, then proceed with the rest of this session.
Please do share this with your friends who are preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance examinations. You can like and follow us on Facebook as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel to get live event and notifications for all the updates regarding CAT and other MBA entrance examination. You can also look at our WhatsApp as well as Telegram lists. You can join over there and we will update you. We don't spam over there. If you want, you can enroll for our Quant and LRDI courses. These are the best and the most comprehensive courses available in the market.
Trigonometry can be made very complicated, but what we will be looking at will be something which is relevant to these examinations. Okay. Now, the need for trigonometry comes because in real life, it is easier to measure distance horizontally than vertically, right? I mean, even if you have to measure a distance of 1 kilometer, it's not very hazardous. Whereas if you have to climb up a tree and try to put an inch tape down and try to measure it, it's going to be a little painful. Now, trigonometry uses the concept of similarity of triangles to extrapolate values. So let's take a simple example. So suppose I have to find the distance of this height of this tree or a building or something like that. I can reduce this triangle to a smaller triangle, right? If I know the angle, right? If I calculate x by y, that will be the ratio of height to distance, right? And you can measure the angle using a device called a sextant, right? So basically trigonometry, the entire concept of trigonometry is based on similar triangles and the fact that it's easier to measure distance horizontally than vertically. Now, there are some basic trigonometric functions which you should be conversant with, right? So suppose you have a right angle triangle, ABC, right angled at B, right? Sine of an angle is the opposite side to hypotenuse. So in this case, it will be A by H. Cos of an angle or cosine of an angle is adjacent by hypotenuse, so B by H, and tan is the ratio of sine to cos, right, or the opposite to adjacent side. Now you also have inverse of these values wherever they are defined. Cosecant is inverse of sine, secant is inverse of cos, and cotangent is inverse of tan, right? Now in practical sense, however, right, remember that instead of trying to get into sine, cosine, etc., you should ideally use special triangles and similar triangles. We have discussed special triangles quite a bit, right, and similar triangles. In fact, as we have discussed earlier, the reason you learn trigonometric relations for 30, 60, 45 is because these are based out of similar triangle of special triangles. This is a 30, 60, 90 right angle triangle, right, and for 45 it is a 45, 45, 90 right angle triangle, half of a square, half of an equilateral triangle, right? Another thing which you need to be careful when you're using trigonometry is, unless otherwise specified, all the angles, whether it's angle of depression, which is from a top to a bottom, or an angle of elevation from bottom to top, right, they are always measured to the horizontal, right? Unless specified, the angles are given measured to the horizontal, right? And using parallel lines, we can always prove that the angle of depression from the top to the bottom will be same as the angle of elevation from bottom to the top, right? Once you have this, trigonometry actually becomes pretty straightforward. No need to use additional formulas unless required. So let's get on and try a few questions from past papers. The first question is from IFT 2012. This one says there are two buildings, one on each bank of a river opposite to each other. From the top of one building, 60 meters high, the angle of depression of the top and foot of the other building are 30 degrees and 60 degrees. What is the height of the other building? Okay, so let's draw this. So the angle of depression from the top, which will be same as the angle of elevation from the bottom to the top, right? So this is the taller building. So this is 60. Now, how do you find it's a taller building? Because from the top of this building, you are measuring angles of depression, right? So the other buildings, top and bottom, are below the eyesight of the person who will be standing on top. All right. Here we are assuming that the person who's standing on the top, the height is negligible, right? In some cases, you will find that that height will be given, and you'll have to take into account that as well. Okay. So the angle of depression of the top and the bottom are 30 and 60 degrees, right? Which means this angle will be 60 degrees. This angle will be 30 degrees. Now I need to find the height of the second building, right? So from these two triangles, I can find this height. How do I find this height? By using the distance between the two as a common value. So if I call this distance D, if I name these triangles A, B, C, and D, E. Now in triangle ABC, right, that's a 60, 30, 90 triangle, or 30, 60, 90 triangle, right? The full height is 60, which is your 60 degrees, side opposite 60 degrees. So the side opposite 30 degrees would be equal to D, should be equal to 60 by root 3. The ratio is 1 root 3 2. Right. Now the parallel line is there, right? So this will also be a right angle triangle. So ED will also be equal to 60 by root 3. Now in triangle ADE, right? Angle A will be 60 degrees because this is 30 degrees and this is the right angle triangle. So again, by using the similar, using the special triangles, this will be 60 by root 3 divided by root 3, which is 60 by 3 or 20. So the length AD will be equal to 20 units, which means the length DB will be equal to 40. Now this is a rectangle, so the length EC will also be equal to 40. Option C, job done. The second question is from CAT 2003, the repeat paper. It says a car is being driven in a straight line and at a uniform speed towards the base of a vertical tower. The top of the tower is observed from the car, and in process it takes 10 minutes for the height of elevation to change from 45 degrees to 30 degrees. How much time will it take for the car to reach the base of the tower? Right. So again, if I draw this triangle, so A, B, C, D. So car is moving initially at D, then it's at C. Initially it was 45 degrees. Now it has come closer, so it's now 60 degrees. Right. Height of the tower we don't know. Right. Now let's look at ABD. Triangle ABD is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So the distance BD will be same as the height H. Right. Okay. Triangle ABC is this is 60 degrees. So this will be 30 degrees. So this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So the distance BC will be H by root 3, 1 root 3, 2. Right. That will be the special triangle. So the distance DC will be H minus H by root 3. Now, what is the question? How much it takes 10 minutes to go from position D to position C. How much time will it take how much more time will it take for this car to reach the tower? So to cover a distance H minus H by root 3, it took 10 minutes. How much additional distance does it cover? The distance CB, which is H by root 3. How much will this be? Now we can use proportionality. So this question mark value will be H by root 3 divided by H minus H by root 3 into 10. Now this is independent of H. If you resolve this will be 1 by root 3 divided by root 3 minus 1 by root 3 into 10. So root 3 goes out. Rationalize the denominator. That will be root 3 plus 1 into 10 divided by root 3 square, which is 3 minus 1, which is 2. So 5 into root 3 plus 1, option A, under 2 minutes in an exam situation, job done. Now, the next two questions are a double question. They came up in XAT 2011. You solve one, the other one also is pretty straightforward. Let's see what this says. A man is standing on a boat south of a lighthouse, observes his shadow to be 24 meters long, as measured at the sea level. On sailing 300 meters eastward, he finds his shadow as 300 meters long, measured in the similar manner. The height of the man is 6 meters above the sea level. Your questions are: what is the height of the lighthouse, and what is the horizontal distance of the man from the lighthouse in the second position? Okay, so let's visualize this scenario. So this is the lighthouse. Initially, he is in this position. This is due south, and then he moves east. Right. So this is a right angle triangle. That is your basic right angle triangle. Right. So let's mark the other points. Let's call this P, Q, R, S, and T. Right. So one right angle triangle. So if I take this right angle triangle PAR, so this will be P, this will be A, this will be R, so this will be B, this will be Q. Similarly here, this will be PA. If I project the other triangle here, this will be T, this will be C, and this will be S. Okay. Now it is given to you that he's sailed 300 meters eastward. So the distance BC is 300 meters. What else is known? Now his shadow is 24 meters long initially. So in this position, his shadow is 24 meters long. His height is 6. Right. So this is 24. Now let's call this X. This will be H height. This is again H. This is 6. And the second case, it is 30 meters long. So let's call this Y. Now these are similar triangles. So I know if I take the first set of triangles, 6 by 24 will be equal to H divided by 24 plus X. If you rewrite this, you'll get X plus 24 equals 4H, or X will be 4H minus 24. So the distance AB is 4H minus 24. Right. Okay. Now let's try to calculate the value AC. Now if you look at the value AC, again by using the same method, 6 by 30 should be equal to H divided by 30 plus Y. If you rewrite this, you'll get 30 plus Y equals 5H, or Y should be equal to 5H minus 30. So this will be 5H minus 30. Now obviously we can use the Pythagoras theorem and try to find these. 4H minus 24 square plus 300 square is equal to 5H minus 30 square. But instead of trying to work it out, let's try to see if we can use the options to solve this. Now this is, what do we know? 400, 300, 500 will be a right angle triangle. That's the simplest right angle triangle that I have, right? 3, 4, 5. Now what do I need to convert this into a 4? This is 3, this will be 4, this will be 5. What do I need to convert this into a 4? 400. So 4H minus 24 should be equal to 400. So H should be 424 by 4, which is 106. Now it should also satisfy the other relation, because this is not the only right angle triangle which I know, right? There might be other irrational right angle triangles also. So this value of H should satisfy the other equation, other relation. This should give me 500, right? 5 into 106 is 530. 530 minus 30 is 500. My job is done. Option D in this case. And what's the second part? What is the horizontal distance of the man from the lighthouse in the second position? Horizontal distance of the man in the second position. 5H minus 30 is 500 meters. Option B. Be a little patient. Project the diagram. Job done. The fifth question is from CAT 2004. It says a father and his son are waiting at a bus stop in the evening. There's a lamppost behind them. The lamppost, the father, son stand on the same line. The father observes that the shadow of his head and the son's head are incident on the same point on the ground. So let's draw this. Okay, they are incident on the same point. So this is the father, this is the son, this is the lamppost, and this is the point where the shadow of both the son and the father fall. Okay, if the heights of the lamppost, father, and his son are 6, 1.8, and 0.9, 6, 1.8, and 0.9, and the father is standing 2.1 meters away from the post. So this distance is 2.1. How far is the son standing from his father? So if I call this x, this is y. Now these are all similar triangles, right? So let's take triangles. Okay, let's call this A, B, C. This is D already, right? So triangles DCS and DBF are similar to each other, which is also similar to triangle DAL. They are all parallel lines, right? Vertical lines, they are parallel, right? So we can find enough number of similar triangles. Let's use the two smallest one. So you will get y by 0.9 should be equal to y plus x divided by 1.8. If you rewrite this, you'll get 2y equals y plus x. So y should be equal to x. What do I need? I need to find the value of x, right? So this is also x. Now if I take the smallest triangle and the largest triangle, right, they are also similar. So 0.9 by x should be equal to 6 divided by 2.1 plus 2x. Cross multiply, you'll get 6x equals 2.1 into 0.9 plus 2 into 0.9, so 1.8x. Rewrite this, you'll get 4.2x equals 2.1 into 0.9. This is half. So right, so x should be half of 0.9. Option D is your correct choice. Under 2 minutes in an exam situation, job done. And the last one is from IFT 2010. This also involves some use of circles along with trigonometry. Let's see what this is. What is the value of c square in the given figure? So this is c, this is b, this is given as a minus c, where a is the radius of the circle. Okay, so we know this portion is c, this is a minus c. Now we can use the chord relation, right, inside a chord. So if this is p, okay, meeting point is p, this is a, b, c, d. So pa into pb will be equal to pc into pd. Now I know pc is b, I know pa will be a minus c, pb will be a plus c. The only thing left will be pd. What will be pd? Now for that I will need to use trigonometry. This is theta, right? So I know dc by, let's call it e, dc by ce, c is the hypotenuse, will be equal to adjacent by hypotenuse, so cos theta. So dc will be ce cos theta. Do we know ce? Ce is 2a. So the entire length dc will be 2a cos theta, which means dp will be 2a cos theta minus b. This portion is b. Now let's use the relation pa into pb is equal to pc into pd. Okay, so b into 2a cos theta minus b should be equal to c, a minus c into a plus c. Rewrite this, you'll get a square minus c square should be equal to 2ab cos theta minus b square. Bring b here, bring c here, you'll get c square will be equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta, option A. Right. So this is the only one where we actually need to use some trigonometric functions. Other than that, pretty straightforward. As you can see, trigonometry is not very difficult. You just need to use basic concept of similar triangles, right angle triangles, special triangles. Be a little patient, visualize the scenario. Questions usually solve themselves within 2 minutes.
That completes this particular session. If you liked it, please do share it with your friends who are preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance examination. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as follow our Facebook page. The links for our course are available on the description to this video. Till we meet again the next time, goodbye and all the best.